Okay, what's up guys, Pascano here, and today we are doing an unboxing. As you can see from the title, I'm unboxing the 50, not the 50, the 200, the 200 Yu-Gi-Oh cards I got from Konami for my birthday. So, I don't know which pack I want to start off. With first. What about the Penguin Sword pack? That one seems cool. So there's tape on the back, but I don't think it's hard tape. I think I can just. Didn't I have scissors here? I'm kind of liking this extra range for unboxing because I like it, and it's also the fact that with the extra range I could display more stuff, but I also have to be more cautious with showing my face. If you guys looked at my last live stream, you would have saw my face at the end, but like it was very blurred, so I don't think you would have like saw it, even if you went by frame. But that's still something like I don't want. Like, it's not like that I'm like don't like what I look like or anything. It's not like that anyway. My friends can tell you, like Muck AMV. He's a friend of mine. Leo Kenshin, he's a friend of mine. And again, not the Leo Kenshin that's Corey Kenshin's brother. It's the Leo Kenshin that is in my featured for channels. Okay, so actually, because this is easier, let me go right here, and then show off the card. So, this is Penguin Sword. I'll be reading the title, what type of card it is, if it's a monster card, attribute, and then attribute and type, and then the description. So this is a spell card named Penguin Sword. All right. Equipped only to a penguin monster. It gains 800 attack points when the equipped monster inflicts damage to your opponent. You can return one card from your opponent's controlled hand. One card your opponent controls to the hand. But like your opponent's though. If a face-up card you control, if a face-up card your opponent controls leaves the field by a penguin card, the effect returns to the hand and banish. Okay, penguin's card. Leaves the field by a penguin's card effect and returns to the hand, or is banished, negate the activation effects and the effects on the field of the cards with the original name until the end of the turn. You can only equip this. You can only use this. You can only use this effect of Penguin Sword once per turn. So Penguin Sword goes here. Next one is Silent Sea Nettle. Okay, actually I needed this card. So now we have Silent Sea Nettle. It is a water type. It's a water attribute aqua type effect monster with 700 attack points and 800 attack points and 1300 defense points. Effect: you can control a water monster. No, if you control a water monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You cannot special summon monsters except for water monsters your turn when you activate this card. You can banish this card from your graveyard when target up to 3 water monsters in your graveyard. Shuffle them into your deck. You can only use each effect of Silent Sea Nettle once. All right. Next card, which is Never Noble Arms Hoshler. Some of these card names are hard to it's a spell card. It's hard to pronounce. It is a equipped spell card. Description: when this card is equipped to a monster, you can target up to one face-up monster you control this turn. You cannot. Yeah, this is on. You cannot. What? You cannot declare attacks except for with the monster that gains the ability to make a second attack during each battle phase. Let me destroy this card. Okay, so I'm just gonna read these and then paraphrase. So it's saying you can equip this to any monster you want. No monsters but that monster can attack, and then it can attack twice. Destroy this card when the monster is sent to the graveyard, or when the monster is, or when the monster is sent to the graveyard. Destroy this card. And then when that happens, you can target one face-up monster on the field, and then destroy it. All right, now Deep Sea Aria. Yo, I needed this card too. Deep Sea Aria, banish one water monster from your graveyard. Add a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent monster. Oh, really? Because I only have level 5. Wait, with Umi, it becomes level 4. Okay, level 4 Sea Serpent monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate Deep Sea Aria once per turn. I'm also going to have to be looking to see when these cards go off frame. This is gonna be it's gonna be a long live stream. This is only one deck, and there's 50 cards per. So, and then we're already at 6 minutes. All right. So, Ignister AI Land. You can control a. I need to remember that I need to read these, then paraphrase it. Okay, so it's a field card only affecting Ignister monsters, which I literally have 0 of. So if I see a Ignister monster, I'll probably come back to this. Then Guard Dragon on Drake. Dragon effect monster. It's a wind attribute. You cannot special summon this card. If this card is special summoned from your hand or deck, which it has to be, you can double the effect. Oh, your next turn, if you can, the special summon from the graveyard, or if the Spanish cards is destroyed, you can special summon. You can only affect. Okay, so you have to special summon its card, right? And so if you special summon it until the end of your next turn, it gains double the attack and defense. And then if it's banished, you can special summon it to your hand. Special summon it to the deck. All right. So we have a ZW Eagle Claw. It's a winged beast effect. If your opponent's life points are less than 2,000 higher than yours, or at least 2,000 higher than yours, you can special summon this card from the hand. From your hand, you can target one Utopia monster you control. Oh, this is a Xyz monster. Not like Xyz monster, but like this is a card from that series. Okay, can control. Let's target it. Gains 2,000 attack points. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that if you have a Utopia monster on the field, you can special summon this and it gains 2,000 attack points. All right, so we have an infinite spell. Wait, I think it's one of every series. So this would be Xyz. One of those would be Fusion. The other one would be 5G or 5D. And then the other one would be normal or pendulum. All right. Actually, that makes sense if it was pendulum because it has. All right, never mind. Senate code. You can if a code talker monster is special summoned from the extra deck. All right, so this is going into my link. It's basically saying if a code talker monster is special summoned from the extra deck, you can target one of those monsters, add one Sabre monster with the same attribute from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for Sabre monsters. Even if this card leaves the field, you cannot add other monsters with that same attribute from your hand by the effective Sabre's code. This is a chain. So once per turn. No, once per chain. So if you get this card and you play it off of a chain, even if this card goes to the graveyard for the rest of that chain, like the effects of all the cards in the chain, you cannot special summon It's kind of hard, but bear with me because I'm learning about a lot. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I'm just looking through these cards and then knowing how great these are. And if I have any repeats, I'll just put it back on. And so here is Gear Breed. Um, During your draw phase, instead of conducting your normal draw, you can add one equip spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you control an equipped spell, you can place one Fire Warrior monster or Gemini monster from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck. You can draw one card. To the bottom of the deck, draw one card. You can only use each effect of Gear Breed once per turn. All right, this is gonna take a while. My knees hurt a lot because of the carpet. This is a bad idea. So now we have Toon World. I already have this card once, but it's gonna be good for my arsenal because I already have a Toon structure deck. So activate this card by paying 1,000 life points. This card goes hand in hand with a lot of other cards, and an entire deck is forced around. If you don't have this card, the entire deck doesn't work. And so now that I have a second card of it, it's going to be much more easier. My back is going to cover the stream really quickly, but it's going to be so that I can move the cards. You probably would able to see the side of my face, which is fine. I don't mind. All right, then we have Crystal Master. This is a pendulum monster, so it has two effects. This is the effect if it was actually summoned. This is what you call the pendulum effect if it's in the pendulum range. So the pendulum effect is your opponent cannot target ultimate crystal monsters or crystal beast cards you control with card effects. Oh, this is actually good for my fusion deck. And then we have another one. I forgot to read the monster effect, so that's fine. Spellcaster. You can tribute this card and add one ultimate crystal monster or one crystal monster, crystal beast monster, or crystal spell trap card from your deck to your hand. This is actually very viable for my fusion deck. Then we have Banquet of Millionaires. Banish any number of cards from your extra deck face down and banish the same amount of random face down cards from your opponent's extra deck face up until the end phase. You can only activate Millionaire's Banquet. Oh, okay, so when you play this trap card, you can choose any amount of right here. You can choose any amount of cards from your extra deck, banish them face down, and then any amount of cards from your opponent's extra deck, and then they have to banish it face up until the end of the turn, and then you get them back into your extra deck. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually really good, especially if you don't know what your opponent's deck is like, and so that's a chance to go see them. Once per turn, you can target one ritual monster, and then you can target one ritual monster you control. Show one ritual monster in your hand until the end of your turn. If you level that was shown in the ritual, comes the original. Oh, okay. I can even use this card, not really. So, don't have to worry about that later. Okay, then we have Actor's Abyss leading lady. I think I had an Actor's Abyss card before in one of my main decks. I get to add these to it because it requires other Actor Abyss cards, and I think I have 2 Actor Abyss cards. Once per turn, here's for the pendulum effects. Once per turn, once per turn you can take battle damage from your opponent's attacking monster. You can activate one of these effects. Effect number 1. Your opponent's monster loses attack points equal to the damage that you took, even if the card leaves the field. And then 2, you add one face-up Actor's Abyss Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand with attack points less or equal to the damage that you took. And then the monster effect is it's a fiend type, and it's a pendulum type, and it's an effect monster. Once per turn, when battle damage is inflicted, you can target up to one monster you control. One monster your opponent controls. It loses attack points equal to that battle damage when this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is sent to the owner's monster zone. If this card is in this or if this card is in its owner's monster zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect. You could have just said if this card is destroyed by a card effect. You can target one Abyss script spell directly from your deck. Oh, you can set. And so setting is like this. Like, it's not all that important. Let me clean my camera a little bit, have it focus some more. You can't see my face at all. Garm of Nordic beasts. It's a beast type. Level 4. If this card battles a level 4 lower monster, after damage calculation, you can return this monster to your hand. Oh, that's nice. I have to switch knees. This is really hurting my knees because of the carpet. I'm sorry, guys. Gotta have to give me a second. Ow, my toes hurt. Give me 1 second. I need to find something so my knees won't hurt. After this stream, I'm going to do a... Okay, I found something. I decided I'm just going to use my brother's sleeping bag. Not my brother's sleeping bag, my brother's sleeping bag. This is much better. Okay. One of my live streams today, because I think I'm going to have just 2, because yesterday really burnt me out for that day. And so I don't want to be burned out because there's a lot of content that I want to make. So I'm going to have myself... I'm going to make at least one more stream, and then that's I'm gonna make at least one more stream, and then that's definitely going to be Twin Nemesis versus Ultra Chronos. And so now we have Abyss Actor Trendy Understudy. I actually like this card. Like, I really like it. When you pendulum summon a monster, you can send. When you pendulum summon a monster, you can add one faced up level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Oh yeah, that's crazy. If you have 2 Abyss Actor monsters, if you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zones, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 level 8 or 1 level 1 or level 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your hand or faced up from your extra deck. You can only use this effective Abyss Actor Trendy Understudy once returned. Oh, I understand. So if you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum cells, let's say Abyss Actor Trendy Understudy, and then I had Abyss Actor Leading Lady. In my card zones, I can tribute this card. If I had 2 of these and I tributed 1, that I can special summon 1 level 1 or 1 level 8 Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from my hand or faced up in my extra deck. All right, so now this one I think goes with Crystal Master. This is Crystal Keeper. Crystal Keeper. Each turn, the first time an ultimate crystal monsters and or crystal beast cards you control cannot. Also, so basically this is saying each turn, the first time an ultimate crystal monster or crystal beast cards are destroyed, the first time they cannot be destroyed. So you have to try to destroy them twice when he's in the Pendulum Zone. And when he's not, if a crystal beast monster you control battles a opponent during damage calculations, quick effect, you contribute this card from your hand or faced up on your field you're battling becomes double the attack as original attack. Attack and defense becomes the double of the original attack and defense damage calculation only, but it is short at the end. So basically, you contribute this. So you contribute this, and the monster you're battling becomes twice as it has the twice amount of attack and twice as amount of its defense than the original. And then but this card is destroyed right after, which is how attributing works. All right, so now we have Psychic Ace. Has a second effect. If this card is in the monster zone, if this card in the monster zone is tributed, you can target up to one card on the field. You can target one card on the field and destroy it. All right, we have. I needed this Dragoni Legion. Already, Dragonity Legion. I think I already have this card. You can activate one of these effects, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for Dragony monsters. Target one Dragony monster card from your spell or trap zone. Defense position. Okay, I understand it. Basically, it's infinite trap, which means it's always on the field until it's destroyed by some special way. And then what that means is that it's invulnerable. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm just gonna say invulnerable. I'm getting a lot of repeats, guys. I'm looking at this and I'm getting a lot of repeats. And they said on the thing that they got a lot of repeats and they were bad cards. I honestly think these are bad, but these are a lot of repeats. But I do need some of these cards, so I'm not mad. Ooh. Okay. We're at 22 minutes already. I think I'm only going to do one card pack per live stream and then stop it and then get ready for another card pack, which would make no sense because that means I should just do them all in one go, but that's going to burn me out. But doing the same amount of work for doing more work for the same amount is not going to burn me out. I don't understand myself. I just know that's how it is. All right, so here is Universal Adapter. Target one face-up monster you control. Your opponent controls. I'm sorry, I want you guys to see it, but I also have to read it, so it's going to be slightly angled towards me. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack is the attack of all your opponent controls. The attack of all other monsters on the field currently becomes equal to that. Okay, so let's say you had weak monsters. Let's say your attack points was 1,500, right? And so he had one monster on the field that was 500, but the rest of the monsters on the field are like 4,000, right? Crazy, I know, but let's just say that's how that worked. So you'd use this trap card and make all those monsters with 4,000 attack points have 500 because it equals the monster that you chose. So if you chose the weakest monster, all the monsters on the field in general become as weak as that monster. Or you can choose the strongest one, and so that you won't take any damage. And so now we have another Crystal Keeper, and then another Understudy, and then another Crystal Keeper. And so now we have Nordic, Relic, Levantine. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about something. I'm a person of culture, so I try to say things correct in that culture, or say things correct in sort of an accented way, not to like be mean, but in like an accented way towards the culture. So if I'm going to say, hi, I'm not gonna say just hi if I'm speaking Spanish. I'm gonna say hola. Like I'm gonna say it with an accent as well, because I think that's for me just trying to be respectful to the culture and to the language. But if I can't say something, I try to say it the best I can. And sometimes if I don't know the language or nor the culture, I kind of just revert to Japanese or Spanish, like in that kind of way of pronunciation. So I'm sorry if that offends you. 0 viewers. Target one face-up monster on the field that is destroyed. Target one face-up monster on the field that destroyed a monster by battle. This turn, destroy it. Card effects cannot be activated during this. Okay, so let's say your opponent destroyed your monster, and so then you activate this trap card. You destroy that monster, and no other card effects can be activated in response to this card. So there can be no chains in response to the card. Now we have Edge, Imp, Cotton Eater, and it's a fusion monster. All fusion monsters you control gain 300 attack points once per turn. If a frighter, oh, I have both of these cards. I just need a Fluffle card. I really do. Frighter fusion monster, that monster special summon to the field. You can draw one card. Okay. Basically, all fusion monsters gain 300 attack points. Of fusion monster that you control gain 300 attack points. And then if you have a specific fusion monster and it's fusion summoned to the field, except during the battle step, you can draw one card. And so if this card is special summoned, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent. For each fight for a monster in your graveyard, you can only use this effect of Edge, Imp, Cotton Eater once per turn. So I put this right here, and then another Crystal Keeper, and then Deskbot 007. I already have this. Mr. Bond. I'm joking. So it's a level 10. You cannot Pendulum summon monsters except for Despot monsters. This card can affect. This effect cannot be negated. It's a machine monster. This card gains 500 attack points for each Deskbot monster. Why can I not say this right? For each Deskbot monster. Okay, so this card gains 500 attack points for each Despot monster in your graveyard. Monsters your opponent control cannot target faced up Despot monsters for attacks, except for this one. If this card attacks a defense position monster. So you can't attack. So the monster effect states that you can't attack any monsters but this one that are Despot monsters, and then if this monster attacks a defense position monster like this is defense position but usually face down, if they attack it, inflicts piercing damage. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, usually when you attack a defense type monster, the residual damage that your opponent will usually take doesn't go anywhere because it was defending. So it's just like an overkill, basically. But if you have piercing damage, that means it still attacks the user, like if it was an attack type battle. And so now here's Double D Servant Nicola, whatever. Solvent, not servant. Double D Solvent Nicola. You cannot Pendulum summon monsters for double D monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can discard one triple D monster. Target one level 6 or lower double D monster you control against 2,000 attack and defense points until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. That's crazy. That's for the Pendulum Zone, though. If this card in the Pendulum Zone is destroyed, you can target one triple D monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, place up to 2 face-up double D Pendulum monsters from your extra deck in the Pendulum Zones, but you cannot activate Pendulum effects this turn. You can only use one of these to Salva and Nicola once per turn. I didn't even really understand that. Next card. And what do you know? Another Crystal Keeper. When I make a Crystal monster deck, it's currently a part of my fusion deck. But when I do make one, I'm going to put all these crystal cards in there. Edge Imp, Cotton Eater. Oh, now we have a new one. Double D Solvent Galileo. You cannot pendulum. Okay. So this is saying every turn, once per turn, you can upgrade this card's pendulum scale number, which are these numbers, by 2. Currently it's at 1. And then destroy all monsters with a level less than or equal to this pendulum card scale, except for D&D monsters. Not D&D, double D. Destroy all monsters. So if this has a 10, right? Except for all double D monsters, all of them get destroyed. Like, that's just point blank, period. If I go right here, you... I knew it. I gotta go up, off frame. Bam. I was like, you gotta see my face, which I don't mind. Like, if you see the edge, I just don't want you to see my features because, like, that's the whole point of a face reveal. Like, obviously, like, the side or, like, my chin is fine, but my actual face is not, which almost makes no sense, but I'm the YouTuber, and this is my channel, so everything I say makes sense. When it comes to stuff like this, like, not everything in general. All right, so we have Dragon Pulse Magician. Once per turn, if you have a Magician card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can discard one Pendulum monster that then target up one Pendulum monster, then target one face-up monster on the field and destroy it. Also, let's say I have Magician Edimon, because that's another Magician card. If I have in my other field, I can destroy one Pendulum monster. I can discard one Pendulum monster and then target any monster on the field and then destroy it. So if my opponent has a card effect that's having my own monster hurt my battle strategy, then I can just destroy it if I have another one. And then this is just it's not an effect monster, it's just description, so I don't really have to read it. If you want me to, if you want to learn just the descriptions of these cards, let me know. And I'll do a whole live stream about the description of the cards. Okay, so now we have a Dynamist Ceratops. If another Dynamist cards you control, if another Dynamist cards you control would be destroyed by battle, you can, or by opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead. Monster Pendulum effect. If all monsters you control are Dynamist monsters, minimum 1, and none of them are Dynamist Ceratops, you can special summon this card from your hand, which could be useful because this card has 2,100 attack points. And so then we have another D&D servant. We have another D&D servant. And then, so we have another World Legacy card. Not like here, but I have one. So we have World Legacy bestowal. Activate one of the following effects. Send a link monster you control. No, your opponent controls the graveyard. Banish 7 World Legacy cards from your graveyard and add one Sabre monster from your deck to your hand, or you can activate any one of these. So I'd probably use the link one because I have a link deck and I want to use this card. So I'm probably gonna have my friend be using the link deck so I can set him up for loss. I'm joking, I don't do that, but it would be a good way to show it off. And so now we have the spell card, Booby Trap. Oh, dang, it fell. Actually, with the way this is going, the stream might end at like 40 in 10 minutes. So I could do another one because this, I thought it'd burn me out, but then it's just like me reading. So it's not too bad. But I don't think I will, just for the sake of not being burnt out. I will be doing my Twin Nemesis one though. And then when I have Thermo come over, why did I say it like that? When I have Thermo come over, I'll be doing another battle live stream. I think it might be our dedicated mania one. So it's called Dedicated Mania, and it's basically like a bunch of dedicated battle videos into one. So yeah. Now we have Booby Trap. Discard 2 cards, then target one face-up trap card in your graveyard. Set that target. It can only be activated once per. So if you use this card, you can destroy 2 cards. If you can discard 2 cards and then target one trap card in your graveyard and then set it, which means put it back into play. All right, so now we have Launcher Commander. I remember this card. All other Cyberse monsters you control gain 300 attack points and defense points. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Cyberse monster, then target one face-up monster. One face-up monster your opponent controls and destroys it. All right, another Cotton, Edge Imp Cotton Eater. Another D&D servant, Galil. Fix that. And so then we have Dark Doriado. Oh, Doriado. See, I told you, Spanish accent. Doriado. So yeah, that makes sense. So it says for the Pendulum effect, all earth, water, fire, and wind monsters you control gain 200 attack points for every different attribute among the monsters you control. So if I control all 4, they all get 800 because it's 4 times 200, so that's 800 attack points for each different attribute, which are these right here, the top parts. Right here. These are types, the ones right above the description. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can choose 4 monsters from your deck, 1 earth, 1 fire, 1 wind, 1 water, then place them at the top of your deck in any order. That's actually fire. All right, then we have Triple D, Doom, King, Armageddon. I remember in the anime when this card was used. This was a heavy hitter. Once per turn, you can target 1 double J monster you control. It gains 800 attack points until the end of this turn, even if the card leaves the field. Once per turn, if a monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of these monsters. This card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of the turn. This card cannot attack your opponent directly during the turn this effect is activated. It cannot be destroyed by spell trap effects that do not target this card. My foot is falling asleep. Footsies right here. All right, so we have Dream Mirror Fantasy. If you control a Dream Mirror... Wait, don't we have a Dream Mirror monster? Like a Dream Mirror card? I swear we just did have one. Wait, give me a second, because I could have sworn that we just talked about a Dream Mirror something. It might have been like a spell card because I can't see anything that says Dream Mirror Monster. All right, Dream Mirror Fantasy. You can try one Dream Mirror monster, then target one of each. Banish Dream Mirror monster, Dream Mirror of Joy, and Dream Mirror of Terror. Shuffle them into your deck. If you do, banish one card on the field. If a Dream Mirror card you control would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, then banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can activate one Dream Mirror Fantasy per turn. And then World Legacy was Stole, which was right here. And then Link Back. All right, I need to move my position. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get back into this. My leg hurt. All right. Ow. Link back. Link. I gotta move this whole sleeping bag again. This is a uncomfortable recording. All right. I mean live stream. Link back. Target one Link monster you control in the extra deck zone. Move that monster you control from the main monster zone to your main monster zone. It points to then main monster zone. It points to then. You can send the main monster zone. It points to you. Then you can send cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard equal to the Link rating. Okay, I understand it. A lot of these cards actually go on my Link point. So Battling Boxer, Headguard. Oh, Headgeared. So this is a part of Joey's deck. That's obvious. As you can see by the art, that it's obvious it belongs to Joey. When this card is normal summoned, you can send one Battling Boxer monster from your deck to your graveyard. Once returned, this face-up attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. It's cool enough for me. Alright, Super Heavy Samurai General Jade. I'm gonna just give me 1 second. Alright. You cannot Pendulum Zone monsters except for Super Heavy Samurai monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once returned, you can target one Super Heavy Samurai monster that you control, increase its level by 1, even if this card leaves the field. That's its pendulum effect. You contribute summon this card by attributing one Super Heavy Samurai monster. Then when this card is special summon or normal summon face up defense position, if it does, apply defense damage. Apply defense. So usually, I'm going to explain this because it's kind of hard to understand if you just read it without knowing. So in the Yu-Gi-Oh's, not Zexal, because that's Xyz, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, there's this guy who uses the Super Heavy Samurai deck. And so usually, instead of using attack points, he uses defense points as attack. So as the, so in the normal anime, like in the original, Joey Wheeler had a card known as, it was something, but you swap attack and defense, right? And so in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, this guy, his card effect, you're able to attack with defense points instead of attack points. So that's what this is. All right, so we have another desk spot, 7. And then we have the Shadow Zephyragna. You cannot pendulum except for Shadow and Zephyr monsters. If this card is pendulum summoned, you can send or sent to the graveyard. I'm so sorry. You can target one of either player's pendulum zones, return it to the hand. You must have a Zephyr monster card in your pendulum zone to activate and to resolve this effect. You can only use this effect of Shadow Zefragna once per turn. Alright, and so we have Lunalight Sabre. No, not Sabre. Sabre, or Sabre, or Sabre Dance. It costs 3 Lunalight monsters. I'm gonna tell you, the one with 2 Lunalight monsters was hard enough. Talking about some 3 Lunalight monsters for a fusion summon. Alright. Must be fusion summon, gains 200 attack points for each Beast Warrior monster that is banished or in the graveyards. Your opponent your opponent cannot attack this card with card effects during your main phase except the turn this card is sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one fusion monster you control. In this game, 300 attack points until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Luna Light Saber Dancer once per turn. This is a lot to read. I'm gonna have to drink a soda after this. Like honestly, water is gonna be the best choice for hydration, but I want some flavor, so I put a soda in the fridge. You have a performance power Fire Flux. This was one of my favorite card designs when used in the anime when it popped up. Like it was my favorite. Not my favorite, but it was one of my favorites because there was this one scene where it was just flying around instead of staying in one place because it's a firefly, right? So once per turn when once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can tribute one performance power monster, negate that attack, then end the battle phase. If a performance power oddized monster you control attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spells / trap cards until the end of the damage step. Alright, I should probably have this card on field at all times because I have a couple monsters that make it so that this is devastating. Alright. Dwarf Star Dragon Planeteer. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned this turn, you can add one level 7 light or dark monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, Blue Eyes is 8, but okay. Salamangreat Foxy. Yo, I love this card design. Like, you can't really see it with this potato quality, but, like, I love this card design. Like, look at it. It's fire. Cybris effect. When this card is normal summon, you can excavate, which means, like, so say this was my deck, I'd have to do this and show both of them, all 3 cards. You can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, add one excavated Salamangreat card from your hand and also shuffle the rest into your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can if this card is in your graveyard, add one face-up spell trap card on the field and discard this card one Salamangreat special summon. So on Salamangreat card, special summon this card, then you can destroy one face-up spell / trap card. You can use Salamangreat Fox. Okay, this is a lot. Basically, it's if you have the card, you can use like a couple effects. If you don't have the card and there's some restrictions, you can use the couple effects. It's just super hard. Oh, this is going in my Nordic summon, my synchro summon, Photon Hand. You do not know how long I have needed this card. My synchro deck is really finna get a boost. Why does it sound like a phone? Like you like the alarm. If you control one photon or galaxy monster, pay 1,000 life points, then target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it. If you do not control Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, at activation, you can only target an Xyz monster. If you activate, you can only activate one proton hand per turn. Alright, Prank Kids, Rocket Skies. Not Rocket Skies, Rock Guys. Alright, if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion or link summon, and a Prank Kids monster. Wait, Prank Kids? I needed this card for so long. If this card is sent to the Prank Kids monster, you can banish. You can banish one of. You can banish one card from your hand. Can you even read these effects? Barely. You can banish one card from your hand. If you do, draw one card. Then you can special summon one Prank Kids monster from your hand or deck in defense position, except for Prank Kids, Rock Skies. You can only use one defense position, except for Prank Kids. Oh, you can only use one. You can only use this effective Prank Kids, Rock Skies once per turn. I was low-key bending my card. You see all these cards right here? Well, obviously you, because they've been just sitting there piling up. Imagine if I didn't stack them when there were multiples, because they're like 7 of those Crystal Keepers, like 3 of those Double Ds, and then 4 of those Edge Imps, and 2 of those there's so many repeats. Not like a lot, but there's a lot of repeats. Like if I didn't stack it up, I'd be like right here right now. All right, Yosenju Sabu. Beast Warrior effect. Wait, didn't I just say? Hold up. I forgot this is my fusion deck now. Beast Warrior effect. Let's return during the end phase. If this card was normal summon, return it to the hand. You can use one of these some holding effects of Yosenju Sabu once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, you if this card is normal summoned, if this card is normal summoned, if you control another Yosenju card, you can add it to your Yosenju Pendulum monster from your deck or hand. If you can target one. Okay, so I need to put this in my Pendulum deck actually. You can target one Yosenju card you control. Place one Jitsi Winds of the Yosen Village or Yosen Whirlwind from your deck. Okay, so it's a useless card because I can use it, but for its full potential, I don't have any of the other cards for it. All right, 50 minutes. It was literally like 30 last time I checked. All right, Beat Raptor. Dinosaur. Negate the effects of monsters in the extra monster zones while this card is in the main monster zone. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon. One Beat Raptor from your deck. You can only use this effective Beat Raptor once per turn. This is actually not that bad of a card. It's kind of good. All right. Now we have Edge of the Ring. I'm going to have to read this sitting down where you guys can't see. If your life points or lower than the opponent's, target one fist monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack points for that monster. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Why would I have this? Oh, actually, I can just put this card at the end. Never mind. I was like, why would I have this card if my opponent doesn't take damage anymore? Like, that's just a bad dueler. All right, here is our last card of the stream. All right, magnificent blue eyes white dragon. You see, bam, right there. Let me see if I can read the effect. Just barely. I'm not gonna even try it. Cannot be normal summon. Set. First must be special summoned from your hand by banishing one blue eyes white dragon from your deck. You can only use one Malef. Oh, it's Malefic. Did I say Malef? Did I say magnificent? It's Malefic. You can only use there can only be one Malefic monster on the field. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack if there's no face-up spell card on the field. Destroy. If there is no face-up spell card on the field, destroy this card. Okay. So the Malefic. So it seems like the Malefic cards are like it says Malefic, and then the card is supposed to impersonate, and then you have to banish that card from your deck. And so then you can only have one card, and there's no spell cards on the field in general. You have to destroy this monster. But it makes no sense because, like, I'm reading the effect, right? There can only be one Malefic card monster on the field. Your opponent cannot declare. No, other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. Okay, so from your hand, by banishing one blue eyes monster from your deck. Why would I use this card if I can just... If there's no face-up spell card... Oh, there's no face-up field spell on the field. Destroy this card. That makes it even harder. So why would I use this card when I can just use the original Blue Eyes White Dragon? That makes no sense to even have this card. Because it doesn't do anything special. Like, it does stuff special because it has an effect, but not like special. So, yeah, that's the end of this stream. So, as always, in every other live stream, but go down to the left, go up. So, as always, in every other live stream, say Frosty, stay cool. Frosty guy in a while.